those bills from your holiday spending. So how can you manage the debt? Kendall has some answers.
Yeah, this is something that affects a lot of people, and joining us today is Larry Chiang from the United College Marketing Services. And as Sue mentioned, a lot of people went crazy during Christmas, bought a lot of things, and now the bills are coming due. Some big problems for some folks.
Right, unfortunately, yes.
So what is the key then to paying off this debt as quickly as possible?
Even though some of us unfortunately do get into the holiday spirit a little too much, what we want to try to do is we want to try to minimize future spending and maybe look up some ways to shore up some cash flow techniques.
Yeah, and you have some of those, some tips for improving your cash flow. And one of them that we talked about just ahead of this interview was refinancing your car loan, which is something you don't hear about a lot.
Right. Kendall, we're in a very unique situation where the Fed has dropped interest rates significantly 3 times over the past year and a half. And what it means for people that, let's say, bought a car about 2 years out is that their car interest rates loans have dropped more and more. And the reason that people usually don't talk about this is the fact that nobody really makes any money except the car company who you initially bought it from actually loses money. So refinancing your car loan is a great way to save $20 to $100.
It's not going to cost you that much then up front.
Exactly, exactly. And you can do it over the internet.
Now, one of the other things that we just saw up on the screen was revealing secrets, negotiation tips that only the credit card companies know about.
Right. These are secrets that obviously credit card insiders want to try to keep as mum as possible, because if everybody renegotiates their interest rate down, everybody's going to be paying the lowest rate. The best way to do that is to know that you have good credit and to shop for other credit card interest as if you know you have better credit interest options.
So you do have negotiating, you have the power to leverage your rate, your finance rate.
Especially when you know you have good credit and you can get your own free credit report, or a credit report that costs between $0 and $8. And knowing once you have good credit, you can then negotiate because you have other borrowing options.
Understanding these things is important. It's also important to understand what the loan officers look at when evaluating you.
Right, and that's all part of the credit report and credit scorecard, which is critical to know that it's scored on a specific scoring system. It isn't done by committee as sometimes is referenced by the public. It's done on a very specific scoring system that actually we have on our website that gives you an example scorecard, so that way you can see what factors are weighted higher than others.
So it's just straight points. It's a numbers game.
Right, and we actually reveal it on our website because we want to get as much consumer credit information out there for consumers to kind of do battle with some of the credit card issuers.
Let's talk about your website. Where can people find it?
It's at, one of the websites is at collegevisa.com. 2 more sites is at 99tips.com and also College Wallet. At collegevisa.com, we outline in about 9 minutes of visiting the site, you can save yourself between $1,500 to $2,000. That includes refinancing your car tips, also in negotiating down your interest rates, and you can also get free transaction recorders to minimize some of that January, February spending, which could kill you after a hard December.
Yeah, but these are commercial sites. Is it going to cost people something?
No, it's absolutely free. It's even advertising free, so your download times are minimal. We set it up as a consumer service for members of the general public to go out. It's very advertising free, and you can get on and off really quickly in about 9–10 minutes. Okay,
final question here. How do people get out of the trap that many are in right now, just paying the minimum payment each month?
Right. The minimum payment's going to kill you, because what happens is when you just charge a minimum, or when you pay a minimum amount on, let's say, a balance you owe of $2,000, you're really barely just servicing the balance. And what you want to do is you never, as a rule of thumb, on a proactive side, you never want to charge more than 3 times what you can pay off in a month. So meaning, let's say your December charges, they should, in theory, not go past February in your ability to pay them off. But the minimum payment trap is huge, and you want to use the car loans tip. You want to use, if you are paying the minimum, you want to try to negotiate your interest rate down, so that way that minimum payment is no longer a minimum payment. So a couple strategies that are kind of not so publicized that you might want to try to use to improve your cash flow.
And hopefully next Christmas we'll all stay within our spending limits.
Definitely.
Which is difficult to do.
Definitely.
Larry Chiang, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Kendall.
All right.